Good morning. It's Tuesday, the 27th of June. I'm Joanna Gosling. Welcome to BBC Newsroom Live. And we start with the breaking news that the internet giant Google has been hit with a record €2.42 billion fine for breaching EU competition rules. The allegation is that they are abusing their powers by promoting their own shopping comparison service at the top of search results. The company must now end the conduct within 90 days or face penalty payments of up to 5% of the average daily worldwide turnover of Alphabet, Google's parent company. Well, with me is our technology correspondent, Rory Cellan-Jones. And Rory, I should say, actually, we're expecting to hear from the European Commissioner on what they have, the fine that they've handed down. So we might go to that quickly if she starts talking. But tell us more about this. I mean, it's a massive fine, isn't it?
The first thing to say is that there have been rumours that this fine was coming. The rumours had been of around £1 billion, just over €1 billion. So it's a huge fine, more than double the level of any previous fine set for this kind of behaviour. And it kind of lays down a marker, really, for how determined the European Union is to take on these big American technology giants. We've seen a pattern of this over the years, over the last 10 years, increasing concern that what are often called, the term in Brussels now is GAFA, Google, Amazon, Facebook, Apple, for American technology giants with huge power, and increasing concern that they're abusing that power. I think what Google will say is that this is political. I think they will believe it's political. They will say that there's just not the evidence that their behaviour has actually caused this damage. Just to be clear, what we're talking about is, I've just done a search myself. If you type into the Google search box any kind of product, I've put in leather shoes, right at the top, rather than the ordinary search results, you'll see some images and links to where you can go and buy leather shoes. And that is Google's shopping service, introduced 4 or 5 years ago, gradually rolled out around the world. And the allegation has always been that that is basically promoting Google's own advertising service, which of course is the core of its business, out of which it makes many, many billions of pounds.
So there's a two-pronged thing here then. Obviously there's the fine, but then the impact potentially on Google's business if it has to change this model.
Absolutely, and if it has to change it for it's got other products too which do similar things. If you're searching for a flight, it's got a kind of flight finder. If you're searching for a hotel, you'll be directed to sort of Google's own sort of advertising service. So other companies will be seeing this as a very useful precedent to bring further complaints to the European Commission. Google will say, well, you know, there's no immediate impact on other services. It would take a long time for that to come through. And of course, they may appeal against it. It should be pointed out that Intel, which was hit with a massive fine, I think back in 2009, is still in litigation with the European Commission over that. So these things can really drag on. But a real sign of how determined Brussels is really to take on these tech giants.
We've actually just got a statement through from Google, just a brief statement, saying when you shop online, you want to find the products you're looking for quickly and easily, and advertisers want to promote those same products. That's why Google shows shopping ads, connecting our users with thousands of advertisers, large and small, in ways that are useful for both. We respectfully disagree with the conclusions announced today. We will review the Commission's decision in detail as we consider an appeal, and we look forward to making our case. So, I mean, it does sound like they'll fight it. And
yeah,
from what you're saying about previous examples, this isn't going to be the end of it. It could go on and on.
I mean, their case is that this does not reflect the real world. This is largely about small shopping price comparison sites. Google says that's not the battle. It's fighting other tech giants. It's fighting the likes of Amazon and eBay. And they say, look at typical shopping behaviour. When you're going to buy a pair of leather shoes or some new kitchen cabinets or whatever, you don't go to other price comparison sites, and it says they've not been particularly damaged. You go to Amazon or eBay rather than Google. That is the real competition, and they're claiming the central to their claim, Google, is that the Commission hasn't actually proved damage to consumers or to its rivals.
Okay, we are, there you go, there's the Alphabet share price, the Google parent company, down a little bit. That's data delayed by 15 minutes, so presumably that was in anticipation of what was to come, and it's as you say, it's double what was expected.
Yeah, and don't forget, Google's share price, their Alphabet share price, has been on an enormous roll. I mean, these are, I mentioned the other companies, these are by far the world's most valuable companies. Yeah, there could be short-term damage, but I wouldn't exaggerate the long-term impact on these giant companies. They have such a huge share of the market, and that's what's worried Europe in particular.
Okay, Rory, thank you very much. We are expecting to hear from the European Commissioner live from Brussels, and actually I can see that it looks like she might be about. Oh no, she's taking pictures of the of the reporters. It looks like, I don't know what's going on there. Anyway, we're expecting to hear from her shortly. Let's see. It's yeah. Okay, we're going to listen.
Decision on an antitrust case. Our press conference will be followed by the usual daily midday, which will be hosted by Margaritis. And the Commissioner will now give a statement before we proceed to the Q&A session. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Today, the Commission has decided to fine Google €2.4 billion for breaching EU antitrust rules. Google has abused its market dominance as a search engine by giving illegal advantages to another Google product, its shopping comparison service. Google must end this conduct within 90 days or face penalty payments. EU antitrust rules apply to all companies that operate in Europe Economic Area, no matter where they're based. The purpose is to ensure competition and innovation for the benefit of European consumers. Google has come up with many innovative products, also innovative services that have made a difference in our lives, and that's a good thing. But Google's strategy for comparison shopping service wasn't just about attracting customers. It wasn't just about making its products better than those of its rivals. Google has abused its market dominance in its search engine by promoting its own shopping comparison service in its search results and demoting its competitors. What Google has done is illegal under EU antitrust rules. It has denied other companies the chance to compete on the merits and to innovate. And most importantly, it has denied European consumers the benefits of competition, genuine choice and innovation. So, what happened in this case? Google's flagship product is the Google search engine. It provides search results to consumers who pay for the services with their data. Every year, Google makes almost $80 billion worldwide from adverts such as those it shows in response to search queries. So, the more consumers see and click on those adverts, the more revenue Google generates. In 2004, Google entered the separate market for comparison shopping. The product it started with was called Froogle. Essentially, Froogle allowed customers to compare products and prices online from all different types of retailers. Over the years, Google renamed its comparison shopping service twice, first to Google Product Search in 2008, and then Google Shopping in 2013. Froogle was not the first in this market. a number of established players were already competing in the same space. Frugal, on the other hand, did not perform well. As Google itself put it in an internal document from 2006, Google simply doesn't work. Frugal simply doesn't work. Because by contrast, Google's search engine worked very well. And it was also a significant source of traffic for comparison shopping services. So, in 2008, Google made a fundamental change to its strategy. Google started to give its own product a significantly better treatment than rivals. In search results, Google systematically gave prominent placement only to its own products. Google also demoted rival companies, rival comparison shopping services, which means a lower ranking in generic search results. So what does it mean in practice? I guess we've all been there. You're looking for a product, you type it in the Google search engine. What you see right at the top of the page is a box with Google shopping results, with pictures and a selection of deals from different retailers. They are placed above the results of the generics and that the Google search algorithm consider most relevant. And this happens whenever Google wants to present comparison shopping result as a response to your search query. Sometimes results are also presented in a reserved place right on the right-hand side of your screen. At the same time, Google has demoted rival comparison shopping services in search results. The evidence shows that even the most highly ranked rivals, well, they only on average appear on page 4 of Google's search results. Others appear even further down. This means that Google Shopping is much more visible and comparison shopping services are much less visible to consumers. As a result, competitors are much less likely to be clicked on. The Commission found evidence of sudden drops in clicks on certain rival websites of more than 90%. 90% after Google applied demotions. Some of them adapted and managed to recover some of the traffic, but never in full. Even on desktops, 95% of user clicks are on the first page of Google search results. In fact, the top generic results receive about 35% of clicks. This tendency is even stronger on mobile devices. Furthermore, we found evidence that the top generic result, when moved to the third rank, is likely to receive 50% less clicks. In short, visibility and traffic are two sides of the same coin. And I mean coin in the literal sense. The more consumers click on comparison shopping results, the more money Google makes. Google's practices has therefore allowed Google Shopping to make significant gains in traffic at the expense of its competitors.